when we think about our body has 5 elements in it corresponding to the Panchabhutas. Our physical body for flesh, bones, muscles, and everything. And then you have the blood, heat, and air all inside the body. And then at the other end of it is our energy, life energy, which gives us life, which keeps us alive. So the life energy in our body goes to all parts of the body and keeps all the organs energized. If this energy is not uh, reaching any organs efficiently, or if this energy is stuck in some place, particularly if the energy is stuck in some place, the energy gets short circuited and it damages that place, right? So the energy should be distributed efficiently across the entire body in a smooth circulation. And to ensure that is why we need energy, these exercises. Okay. So you will see that all our exercises are going to ensure good flow of energy to all parts of the body. And when you ensure that, all the other 3 elements, which is your blood, heat, and airflow, will also be properly maintained. The first exercise is going to start with the hand exercises, and then we're going to graduate to the leg exercises and go from there. The first exercise is simply to raise the hand above the head. Simply to raise the hand above the head and close your eyes. See how his biceps are close to the ear and the palms are together. He's going to take 5 deep breaths, 4 deep breaths. I'm going to take 4 deep breaths. After 4 times, you breathe in and breathe out. You bring your hands down. And then when your hands are down, just breathe twice. Breathe twice. Normal breathing is enough, but even the normal breathing, make sure you're breathing fully. Okay, keep your mind on your breath and it'll be deep enough. And then after 2 breaths, when your hands are down, repeat this. Raise your hands up and repeat this. This ensures blood circulation. When you raise your hands, all the blood, simply due to gravity, it comes to the shoulders. Think about how many times you raise your hands above the shoulder level during your day-to-day life. Not very much. 4 normal breaths when your hands are down. And then 2 normal breaths when your hands are down. Now that this exercise channels all your blood to your head and your feet. Okay. Now immediately it puts your blood flow to work. The blood should flow to the to the head as well as to the feet. So this exercise immediately puts your blood to the work. And due to gravity, all the blood comes to your shoulders, and the main arteries in your heart are filled with blood. Any blockages are removed. Okay, very simple but very, very effective exercise. You might think that I'm simply raising my hands, but it gives so many benefits. Okay, you are doing the last cycle, 4 breaths when your hands are up. Look at how his biceps are close to the ear and palms are together, standing normally, 4 breaths. And then hands are down, 2 breaths. Okay, everyone can see the video that says Murali Srinivasan, I hope. All right. Now 3 cycles, 4 breaths when your hands are up, 2 breaths when your hands are down. That completes this exercise. And then bring your hands to the front, palms together. Like that. Palms together, touching each other, palms touching each other, right? You can keep this as a starting point. Now breathe in very slowly and bring your hands very slowly outwards. Breathe in and very slowly bring your hands outwards. Your lungs expand when you do this, and bring your hands back together by breathing out. Okay, keep repeating this 5 times, but you have to do this very slowly. When you do this, your lungs expand to 12 times its normal capacity. When you bring your hands outward like this, your lungs expand to 12 times its normal capacity. And keep doing this very, very slowly. Okay, don't do it fast. When your lungs expand and you breathe in like this, oxygen, the air that goes in has oxygen. 21% of it is oxygen, and 4% and 0.04% carbon dioxide goes in. Okay, when it comes out, 4% of the oxygen is exchanged into the blood, and 4% carbon dioxide comes out. Okay, there's approximately 4+% of oxygen to carbon dioxide. Okay, five times, very slowly. Mind is on your chest, inside your chest, on your lungs. When you do this, eyes are closed. Now, what is the benefit of 5 times and you're done? Okay, what is the benefit of doing this exercise? We said lungs expand to 12 times its capacity, size. And then when you breathe in like this, when you breathe in general, there is oxygen exchange to your blood. The blood is purified by the oxygen that comes in, and impurities like carbon dioxide come out. Now, the oxygen is taken to all parts of the body, to all the different organs. When the blood comes to the capillaries of the lung, when you breathe in, it is pumped back to the heart which in turn pumps it to all the parts of the body. Now, when the lungs expands like this, like 12 times, the heart gets more pure blood and it is able to pump to the fullest capacity with full force. When this does, then immediately pure oxygen blood is going to all the organs. As a result, your red blood cell count, your white blood cell count, hemoglobin levels, they all go up because your blood is getting enough oxygen. And then this effectively prevents heart disease. Any blockages, any formation of sediments on the side of the arteries, any fat formations is immediately removed because of this full force of pumping. Okay, so this is the effectiveness of the exercise. Now let us move on to the next exercise. Okay, very, very effective exercise that prevents cardiac arrest. All right, the next exercise involves right hand with all the fingers joined together. Right hand goes to the front and then goes backwards. Okay, biceps close to the ear. Okay, rotate the right hand backwards, biceps close to the ear, and then rotate backwards very slowly, like Rajesh is doing. Keep rotating 5 times. The mudra he has is called Samana Mudra. It channels the healing energy to your shoulder joints. Your shoulder joint is like a 360-degree joint. Ball joint, they say. this 360-degree ball joint. In between the bones, there is cartilage. The healing energy, and because of your rotation very slowly like this, the cartilage secretes lubricating liquid. Okay, if the cartilage is not exercised like this, think about it. You don't rotate your hands that much during your day-to-day life. The cartilage is not exercised like this. It becomes dry and wears off. That is how arthritis and all sorts of shoulder-related problems come up when you grow old. Okay, now the left hand, join the fingers front to back. The mudra itself activates your digestion, balances all your 5 elements. But most importantly, here, by rotating your shoulder joints, you are lubricating your cartilage, keeping your cartilage healthy in the ball joint, that is your shoulder. Okay, in addition, the blood circulation and other circulations in the hand are regulated. Okay, all right. 5 times like this. Now back to the right hand. Right hand goes back and comes front, reverse rotation. Okay, same benefit. By the mudra and by the rotation, automatically several energy points are activated. Just for example, the mudra activates certain energy points inside the palm. Those energy points clear out, for example, your back or spine related issues. Okay, the energy circulation is fully regulated by these mudras and by these motions. Okay, mind is on your shoulder joint. Okay, now go back to the left hand and back, goes back and comes front. Okay, left hand goes back and comes to the front. Very, very effective exercise for your shoulder joints. So mind should be on your shoulders, shoulder joints. Okay, 5 times. Your mind should be aware and focused on the body part that you're exercising. Okay, now both the hands go to the mudra, samana mudra, all the fingers joined together, come to the front, go backwards. Same rotation. Again, biceps close to the ear if you can. For those that are not able to take the biceps as close to the ear, keep doing as best as you can. The flexibility will keep coming. Okay, every day when you repeat these exercises, you will get the flexibility. Five times like this. And reverse rotation. Now both the hands go backwards and come to the front. Okay, and then now take the right foot to the front and take the right hands to the front like this, a little bit above, Rajesh. Right hand a little bit above like that. Okay. Now look at his right foot just for balance. He's keeping it in the front, just the right foot, not the left foot. Okay. Now the right hand goes back, like backstroke swimming. He's going to rotate. Biceps close to the ear. He's going to keep rotating. Slowly. Okay. The energy in your body runs right to left. So that is why you keep the right foot in the front. And then stop at the same place after 5 times. Like usual, your mind should be on your shoulders. And then now right hand goes down. Right hand goes down and rotate forward stroke swimming like that. And stop at the same place after 5 times. Okay, then you're done. So very effective exercise for exercising the ball joints in the shoulder and keeping your shoulder joints very, very healthy. Okay. When you grow old, for example, you might see for old people, the hands start trembling. This is essentially a sign of not the shoulder joints not getting enough blood. Okay, as you grow old. So all these kinds of problems are corrected when your mind is when you do these hand exercises and when your mind is focused on your shoulders and ensure enough energy flow. Okay, all right. Next exercise is where he stands 1.5 feet apart, his feet, and then he raises the hands at the shoulder level. You raise your hands at the shoulder level. Okay, hands at the shoulder level, and do a thumbs up with your hands, and keep your eyesights on the intersection of both the thumbs. Okay, you don't have to raise your thumbs in the front, Rajesh. Same level as the shoulder. Okay, all right. And then you're going to he's going to turn right and pivot on the left big toe. Turn right slowly, pivot on the left big toe. See, only the left big toe is on the floor, and then come back. Okay, he's going to turn 360 degree and then come back, and then he's going to turn to the left side and pivot on the right big toe. Okay, and then come back. Okay, this is the basic rotation. You do this 5 times. The hip turns 360 degree, and your flexibility will go even more. Okay, you will be able to turn even more than 360 degree after some time. So this exercise prevents bad cholesterol from accumulating in your tummy region. Okay, the hip should not accumulate fat. So this prevents the hip from accumulating fat. In addition, all sorts of issues with respect to your spinal cord discs are prevented, even corrected. Slip disc problem particularly, right? That can be corrected or prevented if you don't have it. So keeps your spinal cord healthy. Okay, so this also increases your balance, because you're pivoting on your left big toe and right big toe, vice versa. When you do the other side, there is a flow of energy, blood and energy to the shoulders on the opposite direction. Okay, because you press the big toe. So multiple benefits because of these different things that you're doing. Okay, all right. Next, the knee exercises. You're going to keep your feet close to each other, very close to each other, 3 inches only apart. Okay, 3 inches apart. Okay, and then the knees are touching each other, 0 inches. Okay, bend your knees and put your palms on your knees. Now he's going to rotate his knees clockwise, okay, 3 times. Eyes are closed when you do this. One, slowly. Again, the knees are a ball joint also. Okay, 3 times. And then stop. And then reverse 3 times. 1. Keep your mind on your knees. So here, the cartilage of the knees are again lubricated. And then again clockwise 3 times. After you complete anti-clockwise, again clockwise 3 times. Okay, so this is the knee exercise. Because you're keeping your eyes shut when you do this exercise, little controller muscles around the knees are also exercised and they become strong. Okay, so this is the knee exercise. Now you sit down and stretch your legs on the floor. Okay, now you're going to lubricate your hip joints, and you're also going to stretch your muscles around the ankle region and release hypertension. Okay. Look at Rajesh, how his feet are separated. Now he's going to wave his feet outside slowly and then inside. When he brings it inside, there is 1 inch gap between the feet. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then goes out again and then comes back in. Okay, 5 times like this, very slowly, even slower, Rajesh. Okay, 5 times like this. This lubricates the hip joints because you're moving the hip joints also when you do this. And now bring the feet closer to each other and wave your feet to the right and then to the left. Again, right, still closer, Rajesh, still closer. Yeah, there should be 1 inch gap, that's it. Okay, 1 feet apart. They should not touch each other. Come to the right, like that, and then left. 1 feet apart, okay? Okay. Because you're stretching all sides of the feet in different directions. Legs retain their stiffness, their ability to become flexible. When you grow old, most people legs become very loose. They won't be able to walk normally. Keeps your leg muscles healthy for a long time as well. Now you're going to pull your feet backwards, and then go to the left, forward, right, and back. Okay, keep rotating like this. Stretch your feet in all directions like this. You can touch the forward left corner on the ground, forward right corner on the ground if needed, but most importantly, you're stretching across all directions. Okay. This is, in fact, a therapy to release hypertension in naturopathy and all. Okay, and then reverse 5 rotations. Reverse 5 rotations. Original direction again, 5 rotation. All right. So total 15 times you're doing this. All right. So now you're done with the exercises for the moving exercises for the foot. Now we are going to move on to foot reflexology. You to bend your right leg. Okay, you're going to sit in the same posture on the ground, but Rajesh is going to come closer so he can show the feet at a closer angle, but you don't have to sit on a chair. Okay, this is only for demonstration. So you will sit on the same position. The left leg is fully stretched in the front. Okay, but the right leg is bent like this. Okay, and the camera angle is a little bit down, Rajesh. Okay, good enough. Okay, good. You're going to use the 4 fingers for support from both hands, and then you're going to use the thumbs for your for pressing the different parts of the feet. Now both the thumbs press the big toe, okay, and press the big toe with support from the 4 fingers in the back. Okay, press the big toe all the way down until the joint between the toe and the actual feet. Okay, and then come back up. Come back up. So what we press you're going to press your feet like this in all regions. Okay, and come back down again, Rajesh. Okay, so you're going to make 3 passes: top to bottom, bottom to top, and top to bottom. Okay. Now, the reason for foot reflexology is there are nerves running in your body that have endings in different regions of your foot. By pressing different parts of your foot, you are rejuvenating the corresponding internal organs on the other end of that nerve ending. Okay, by pressing your big toe, for example, you are rejuvenating your pineal gland and pituitary gland. And then when you press the neck of the toe, right, in the below the slightly below the toe where there is a pit, you are actually rejuvenating the neck region in your head. Okay, so now you move on to the next 2 toes. Okay, look at his hands in the back. All the 4 fingers are on top of each other. Okay, that is very important. And because you're also pressing energy points in the back of your feet. Okay, all right. Now the next 2 thumbs press the next 2 toes simultaneously. The 2 thumbs press the next 2 toes simultaneously. This is for your eyes. Okay, come all the way down, come back up, and come all the way down. Okay. And then finally, next 2 toes. The last 2 toes are for your ears. So pressing the region between the toe region between the toe and the foot is very important because it clears any cervical or neck related issues. Okay, the nervous system zone around the neck, it is all rejuvenated with energy. Okay, all right. Now you're going to press the region below the big toe and come down in your feet. Okay, can you show your feet, Rajesh? Yeah, like that. Yes, that is better. Yeah, like this. Press, yeah, start from that line just above the big toe and then keep pressing and come down. Okay. And then in a zigzag manner, come down and come back up. Okay. So the top portion of your feet is related to your organs in the chest region. Okay. See, for example, that exact point where Rajesh is pressing is related to your heart. It prevents heart attack and protects your heart. Okay. Called Ullangal Vellai Varmam, they say. It's a Veer Adangal point in Varma therapy. A dormant energy point, which when activated, sends a burst of energy to your heart. Okay. And then in the region that is in the middle of the foot, there is energy points related to your stomach. Okay. So press firmly and release. Press firmly and release. Okay, using your thumb. So at that point, the exact point, stop here there. That point is another energy point. Okay. That is called Muthu Tamarai Varmam. So this is this also is a supporting point for your heart. Okay, so very, very effective and a lot of important energy points in your heart. Keep pressing and going forward, Rajesh. And then in a zigzag manner, you are pressing all the different regions of your foot. In the heel, the skin is rough, so he's going to invert his thumbs. Okay, he's going to invert his thumbs. Yeah, and then keep going in a zigzag manner. The heel region is related to the abdomen region and below. For example, it will send energy to your knees, anything below the abdomen. Okay, and in the back of the foot also press it. There is a point called Oppukutri column. Okay, that point relieves constipation, ensures smooth passage of motion. Okay, all right. Now we are going to press the side of the foot. Okay, for the side of the foot, look at both the hands, how the thumbs on the inner side, fingers on the outer side, hands come at each other from the opposite directions. The side of the foot is pressed and he keeps coming down, top to bottom, all the way down. Wherever the white skin of the foot and the brown skin of your body intersects, that is the side of the foot. Okay. So this is for your spinal cord. Okay, come all the way down and go back up. So in the middle portion, see that the middle portion of the side. Okay, that place is can relieve lots of issues for ladies related to the uterus, the ovary coming down, uterus coming down, and issues is prevented. The uterus becomes strong. Related to menstrual problems are also cured. It's called Shakti Varma points. Cyst formation and all are all prevented for ladies. Okay, so the middle portion. But in general, the side of the feet is for your spinal cord. Keep coming down all the ways. So top to bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom. You don't have to stop at any point. Okay, for demonstration purposes, he might have slowed down, but you don't have to stop at any point. Okay, so very, very effective exercise. Now the next, you're going to massage the side of your ankles. Okay, around the side of the ankles, there are energy points connected to all your 7 endocrine glands. Okay, so he's going to start from the bottom of the side of the ankle and come all the way down, and then come back up from the bottom, come back up. Okay, and then come back up, pressing back again from the bottom. 3 passes like that. Okay, and then again go back down. So irregular periods and thyroid related issues are all resolved by this. The sciatic nerve system, hernia related issues, uterus related issues are all cured by pressing the sides of the ankles. Okay, now put your right palm on the inner ankle, left palm on the outer ankle like that. Clockwise massage the ankle 3 times. And then reverse clockwise 3 times. And again clockwise 3 times. Okay. And then now take the right hand, put it under the leg above the ankle. Take the left hand, hold the toes in the front. Okay, now rotate your feet forward 5 times. Okay. Again, you do this exercise sitting on the ground, not sitting on the chair. Only for demonstration purposes, we are doing this 5 times. Reverse 5 times. And again forward 5 times. Okay. 3 passes, that's it. 15 times total. Okay. All right. Now we going to press the feet. See how he's pressing the feet in the not feet, the hands, legs in the back. So he's using the fingers to press the tendons there, right behind. It is going to press a lot of Varma points. Okay. Dormant energy points there, and then there, when you go to the flesh in the back of the leg, right there, you press the entire flesh like that. Okay, so this this, when you press that bulk of the flesh there, the heart and lungs are activated. Okay, it exercises your thrombolar nervous system, so the in life energy to the heart and lungs are all rejuvenated. Okay, we call it the Kandai Sadai in your in Tamil. So this pressing this point is very, very important. Okay, it calms down and relieves any stress also. Okay, that one pass is enough. Okay, Rajesh, you're done, right? Okay. Now let us go to the same. Let us do the same thing on the left leg. Okay. Now why don't you go down to the floor and do it, Rajesh? That way we do it the proper way. Maybe you can bring the yoga mat a little closer. Okay. Face the wall. Yeah. Good. Good. That's good enough. Face your left side. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. And now see, this is how you sit properly, right? Now 4 fingers on the back for support. Okay, and then press both the thumbs. Press the big toe, top to bottom, all the way until the line, and then come back up, and again top to bottom. Okay, and then both the thumbs press the next to 2 toes simultaneously for your eyes and neck. 3 passes, and then the next 2 toes simultaneously for your ears. Come top to bottom, bottom to top, and top to bottom. Okay. And press your feet in a zigzag manner. Start from the region behind the big toe. Okay. Use the entire breadth of the thumb to press firmly and release, pumping action. The top, remember the top portion of your feet is related to your chest region and the internal organs. Right there is your Ullangal Vellai Varmam point for preventing heart disease. Very powerful Varma points are activated when you do this. In the middle of the feet, you have nerve endings corresponding to your stomach region. All activities of the stomach are rejuvenated. Firm pressure and release. Another supporting Varma point there. Muthutamarai Varma. And invert the thumbs in your heels. The heels, when you press, it rejuvenates organs in your abdomen and below. Come all the way to the back of the heel. There is another Varma point in the back of the heel, Uppukutri column, for constipation related issues. It will relieve. All right. Now, the side of the feet from the toes all the way down. Okay, thumbs on the inner side, fingers on the outer side. Use all the fingers and thumbs to press the sides. Come all the way down. Sides of the feet in general for your spine. Activates your spinal energy points. Come back up. In the middle of the side of the feet, there are important Varma points related to the reproductive organs for ladies. Period related issues are resolved and prevented. Uterus related issues prevents it. Come all the way down. Okay. Now you're going to press the side of your ankles. Thumbs on the inner side, fingers on the outer side. So you're going to come from the bottom side of the ankle all the way to the top side of the ankle and come and back. All 7 endocrine glands in your body are activated. Okay. All sorts of issues like hernia, Sciatic nerve system issues are all resolved by this. Okay, now put the left palm on the inner ankle, right palm on the outer ankle, clockwise 3 times, reverse clockwise 3 times, and again clockwise 3 times. Sexual organs are all rejuvenated. All right, now take the left hand, put it under the leg above the ankle on your thigh. Right hand, hold the toes of the left leg, forward rotation 5 times, reverse 5 times, and again forward 5 times. Okay. And then use your fingers to press the back side of the leg initially. That tendon, that line kind of running. There are energy points there, vital energy points. And then expand your fingers and press the entire flesh now. Okay. Prevents heart disease, sends energy to your and blood to your lungs and heart. Now you're done with your foot reflexology. Okay, very, very effective exercise. You're giving Varma therapy to yourself. Okay, keeping all your organs healthy. When you do this on a daily basis, stress doesn't build up around your neck, for example, and you'll be able to sleep very well and get up without any tiredness. Okay. All right, very effective exercise. The next exercise is called is done on Vajrasan. Vajrasan is done by putting the right big toe on the left big toe. Look at him. Right big toe is placed on the left big toe. Get seated between the heels. If you cannot sit like this, sit in a chair or something, but keep your spine straight. The point of this exercise is to keep your spine, neck, and head straight. In addition, it strengthens your legs by sitting on Vajrasan. But if you cannot, keep trying every day, but don't sit through pain. Okay. All right. Now he's going to massage his kidneys now. When the back, neck, and head are straight, okay, the kidneys are closer to the side, and you can massage it. So see how he's placing his hands on the back of the the 4 fingers reaching out to the spine, and the thumbs are to the side actually. Okay, and then massage. Apply maximum pressure and massage it. Okay, apply maximum pressure and massage it like this. The entire back like this, come from the top to bottom. Okay, any kidney stones will all pass, will not stay, will not form inside the kidneys. Okay, you have to apply strong pressure. It activates and rejuvenates the functioning of the kidneys. Okay, all right. This is kidney massage, and the same thing, you turn to the front. Now we graduate to the breathing exercise. Very, very effective breathing exercise. First we start with what is called neuromuscular breathing exercises. You keep your hands in the chin mudra. Okay, chin mudra, and then you put that intersection of your index finger and thumb at the intersection of your abdomen and thigh on your groin. Okay, and then the middle finger touches the middle part of the thigh, presses the middle part of the thigh. Okay, little bit to the left, Rajesh. The middle finger on your hand, like that. Yes, and this secretes activates the energy point and secretes insulin instantly. Okay, all right. Now take a deep breath inside. Yeah.
Can you please repeat the fingering once again? Sorry.
The index finger and the thumb are touching each other. Look at that, chin mudra, and you place that at the intersection of your abdomen and thigh. There is a line connecting the intersection of the abdomen and thigh, right? When you bend your thigh, place your hands at the middle of that line. Okay. The other 3 fingers are spread out like this. The middle finger is pressing close to the middle of the thigh to activate an energy point. Now your eyes are closed. Take a deep breath inside and bend forward very slowly, breathing out. Breathe out and bend forward very slowly. As much as you can go down, and then come back, breathing in. Keep your mind inside your body and your lungs. Bend forward, breathing out 5 times. It helps regulate your breathing, all the breathing exercises. You take 15 breaths. You're supposed to take 15 breaths in 1 minute for you to live your full lifespan. But we end up breathing very shallow, and it leads to lots of problems. When you breathe shallow, first of all, pure oxygen is not getting to the purified blood is not enough purified blood is not going to the heart from the lungs. And the heart pumps very little blood. That means the blood circulation slows down to all the organs. Okay, that is why breathing is very important. 5 times. It increases the longevity of your life. Okay, now a different mudra. Bend your thumb inside your palm. Okay, and then wrap your fingers around it. And then join your fist, palms facing up, join your fist. And then put it below your navel like this. And take a deep breath inside, bend forward, breathing out. Okay, see how there is no gap between his knees also? That is the right way to sit in Vajrasana. Okay, bend forward, breathing out slowly. Then come back up, breathing in. This opens up your Sushumna Nadi, your main governing vessel for your energy. Okay, come back up slowly. 10 seconds for each breathing if you can take. Each cycle, if you can take up to 10 seconds for each cycle, it is very effective. Very slowly come back, breathing out, come back. Bend forward, breathing out, come back, breathing in. Okay. When you do this, this mudra that he's having is called Adi Mudra. This, when he does this, bending forward, all the intestines and everything comes back up, comes above the abdomen because it's been squeezed. And then it goes back again into the same vacuum. All the harmful air is excreted from your abdomen region. Okay. All right. Now 5 times neuromuscular breathing exercises are done. Okay. All right. The next exercise is for expanding the capacity of your lungs. The next set of breathing exercises. You sit in normal position, Sukhasana. You always, in Sukhasana, always place your right leg on top of your left leg, okay? Like he's doing, okay? Because the energy direction, it aligns with the energy flow in the body, okay? Now, he's going to cover his navel with the left palm, the center of the palm over the navel. Sorry, right palm, sorry. I meant right palm, not left palm, right palm. Okay, and then left bicep on the left chest. Okay, the biceps press the chest. Okay, that is the most important thing. You have to press the left chest with the biceps. And then the right, the fingers in the left hand just reach to the right ear. You don't have to cover your ears. Just let it reach wherever it reaches. Okay, eyes are closed. Take 5 deep breaths. Now you have shut out the front side of the left lungs. So on account of that, the right lung fully expands. You can feel it. Keep your mind inside your chest on your right lungs. Okay, 5 deep breaths, very slow and deep breaths. Okay. Just by placing the hands on your navel itself, you are activating energy points. Okay. During the breathing, you are drawing in cosmic energy that activates energy points through the palms. In addition, you are oxygenizing the right side of your lungs. Okay, 5 deep breaths. Does anyone know that the lungs, they are like foldable membranes? Okay, like your sari, it can be folded, it will come to one small piece of folded cloth. But when you expand the sari, it will expand to the entire room, correct? Like that, your lungs will also expand to up to 450 square feet or something like that. This entire room size, almost it will expand, okay? And the surface of the lungs are covered by air pockets, okay? And they all are absorbing oxygen and sending it to where? To your bloodstream, okay? And oxygen going to your bloodstream is very, very important for the health of your body. Now the reverse, left palm on the navel, right biceps press the chest, and fingers reach out to the left ear, okay? Close your eyes, 5 deep breaths. Take 5 deep breaths. Now the left side of your lungs are fully oxygenized. The lungs expand and draw in a lot of oxygen. Like I said, the lungs can expand to so much capacity. That's why the breathing deep is very important. 5 deep breaths. Okay, now both the biceps press against the chest. First the left and then the right, okay? All right, left bicep first, then on top of the right bicep. Both the biceps press the chest, fingers reach to the ears. 5 deep breaths. Okay, now the back of both your lungs will be oxygenized. Okay. So your lungs have 6 liters capacity, normal capacity. You're oxygenizing all of them in 7 different directions, okay? When you do this, anemia is prevented, okay? Laziness is avoided because you are regulating your breathing and increasing the capacity of your lungs to pump in oxygenized blood. Okay, all the cells are energized as a result. The red blood count, the eosinophilia count, the white blood cells count, all are regulated. The immunity level goes up, okay? All right. Now, cover your ears with both the palms, okay? And then press the back of both your head with the fingers, okay? The middle finger and the index finger, okay? Press the back of the head, okay? There are energy points there. Can you just show the back of the head, Rajesh? Okay. And look at that. The middle finger and the index finger are all pressing the back of the head like that. Okay, now you can turn to the front. Take 5 deep breaths. Turn to the front, take 5 deep breaths. Those energy points in the back prevents fits, for example, constipation issues, and regulates your blood. Okay, 5 deep breaths. Now your top portion of your lungs are oxygenized and your front portion of your lungs are oxygenized. They expand fully. Now then the final thing is you palm your eyes, left palm on the left eye and the side of the nose, right palm on the right eye and the side of the nose. Okay, the center of the palms are over the eyes. Look at how his fingers are crossed. Okay, now eyes are closed inside. Take 5 deep breaths. Now the lungs expand towards the bottom and towards the top. Okay, different direction. Okay. The cosmic energy comes in when you breathe in, and they are channelized to energy points around your nose and eyes when you do this posture. Okay, in addition to your lungs being oxygenized. Okay, so our exercise is a combination of rejuvenating your organs and then increasing your breathing or blood flow or whatever it is, or energy flow. Most importantly, they channel energy to vital energy points, Varma points in your body. Okay, whenever you do these exercises. So now we are done with the breathing exercise. Okay. The next exercises are related to the eyes. Okay, let us complete the exercise. Go back to Vajrasana if you can. Lock your fingers, raise your thumbs. Okay, this is a type of mudra which corrects the shape of your lenses in the eyes. The eyeballs are kind of like lenses. This mudra tends to correct the shape of your eye lenses. Okay. Now, your thumbs are 1 foot in front of your nose. Your hands are very flexible. You're going to take your hands in a semicircular motion to the side of your shoulders. Go to the right side of your shoulder in a semicircular path. Only the eyes follow the top of your thumbs. Head doesn't turn. So look at them. And then come back. And then go to the left side of the shoulder. And then back. Five times like this. Right and left is 1 cycle, 5 cycles. The eye muscles are stretched on all directions. Towards right and left side. You do a semicircular motion all the way to the side of the shoulders. Head does not turn, only the eyes turn. Okay. Now, from below the navel, he's going to take his hands in an elliptical path all the way to the top of his forehead. Okay. The head might slightly turn by itself, but you should not turn the head. Only the eyes follow the top of your thumbs. Okay, 5 times. This exercise is intended for understanding the intricacies. This session is intended for understanding the intricacies of these exercises. So you can be inspired because of the benefits and make this your lifelong daily routine. Okay, 5 times. The entirety of the exercises will take only 40 minutes to do when you learn this and do it. And then the exercises should be done in empty stomach. There are some restrictions to the exercises. Empty stomach. When you're sick, you don't do these exercises. 5 times. Okay, now from the left thigh, he's going to go to his right top of the right shoulder. Okay, like this, in a very flexible manner, he's going to go across the body. Eyes are following the top of the thumbs, go to the top of the right shoulder, and then back. He's going to. This way, we are stretching the eye muscles in different directions. For remembering this easily, we did a plus sign, mathematical symbol plus sign kind of movement. Now we are going to do X sign kind of movement. Okay, now from the right thigh to the left shoulder. The entire, in our eyes, eyeballs, they have just, the most important thing about our eyeballs for focus is the muscles. They help the eyeballs move across all directions, or they help it focus. So we'll be exercising the moving muscles as well as the focusing muscles. Five times, and then we go on to the next motion is circular. Okay, keep your hands in the front of your thighs, and then go to the left side and make a big clockwise circle. Again, the eyes follow the top of your thumbs. You make a big circle, okay, and then reverse clockwise 5 times. Stretch your hands across all directions to make a big circle. All right, now the exercise is for the focusing muscles. Keep your hands 1 feet in front of your nose. Focus your eyes on top of your thumbs. Slowly take your hands out. Keep refocusing at the top of your thumbs very slowly, and then come back to the same point. Come closer to your nose now, and then back to the starting point. Keep going all the way down. You can shift your attention to a distant object and back if you want, and then come back closer to your nose and back to the starting point. Total 5 times you need to do this. Okay, very slowly keep refocusing. Five times, and then you're done. Now, palm your eyes and meditate on your eyes. Close your eyes, palm your eyes, and meditate on your eyes for up to 30 seconds. Now you're done. So these exercises, like I said, have can be done in 40 minutes. You have learned almost halfway through the exercises. For beginners, this is the right pace to learn with the benefits and the right intricacies and the right way of doing exercises. Tomorrow we learn the other half, tomorrow morning at the same time. And for those who needs to practice this exercise at home, they can use the aid of an exercise book or the aid of an instructional video. I posted the instructional video link in the chat window. And I've also posted the exercise book link from Kindle bookstore that you can buy and start using it. Okay, are there any questions so far? These exercises are very, very effective and can make you completely healthy and increase the longevity of your life. Like you saw, these benefits are essentially to the roof in terms of keeping your energy levels at a very high level throughout the day, and makes your mind function properly as a result as well. Okay, so hope you are inspired to do these exercises and can adopt this as a daily routine. Please let me know if there are any questions. Otherwise, we can wrap up the session and we can meet again tomorrow. These exercises should be done at the same level of slowness. They should be done slowly. Okay, in the exercises, slow is fast. In the yoga exercises, slow is fast. Okay, but when you do this with concentration and focus, you would be doing this reasonably fast. Like I said, it only takes me at the same level of speed. It only takes me 40 minutes to complete the entire exercises. Today, because we had all the explanations, it was a little, it took us this much amount of time. Okay.
So one question I have, this is Bhavani, and when I try to breathe in or breathe out, when I try to move my body down or up, I do that little ahead of time. Like I am breathing out quick and then inhaling very fast. How to slow down that?
Everyone's breathing capacity will be different at different times, right? But if they can all go to a very slow and deep breathing capacity during the exercises when you practice on a day-to-day basis first. Now, for you to do deep breathing, it's important to take your mind inside your body and put it on your breath itself. Okay, so that is how you do deep breathing. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And these exercises are meant to be done daily in the mornings. Ideally in the mornings. I said it has to be done in empty stomach, right? So if you for some reason you cannot do it in empty stomach in the morning, if you choose to do part of the exercise in the evening, make sure you haven't eaten anything for 4 hours solid. Okay, solid food for 4 hours. If you had like a juice or milk or coffee or tea, wait for 30 minutes. Okay. Women should not do these exercises during monthly periods. And pregnancy also, there are some exercises that you should not be doing. We will talk about that tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, and people with heart disease, there are some and blood pressure, there are some exercises that should be done differently. So far, whatever you learned, you can do it in the same way. Tomorrow, there are some exercises that you learn that you will have to do it a little differently for people with heart disease and blood pressure. Okay.
And also one question I have, like, can we do this in the evening, or is it only for the morning?
Morning is ideal, right? The bottom line is you have to do it in empty stomach. Okay, so wait for 4 hours if you have to do it in the evening. 4 hours meaning 4 hours after solid food. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Or 30 minutes after liquid food. All right, guys. Any other questions? Then have a blessed day. And Rajesh, thank you very much for demonstrating. Nice job, and appreciate the help.
Thanks, Murli.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Murli. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Murli and Rajesh.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you, Murli. It was very nicely done again.
Thank you,
Murli, is it same time tomorrow again?
Time tomorrow, yes.
Okay. See you then.
Yeah.
Varga.